Hey guys, RevCity here. I guess I'm just gonna do a little life update and then a shout out to one of my friends. So I guess just a little bit of what's going on in my life. This weekend my wife had to go to the hospital, so she's okay now though. But what happened was, I think it was Wednesday night, she was just feeling a really really hard and really painful pain in her chest, kind of like lower chest kind of. So, and at first we didn't really think of it much because it's happened before where she kind of gets pains like that. So me and her were kind of just like, well, we'll just wait it out and see what happens. What ended up happening was that night we were up until I think it was from 12 to 2. We were just up, kind of just trying to go to sleep, but she couldn't sleep away the pain. It was just so bad that she was crying. I mean, it was just horrible pain. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call in sick, we're gonna take it to the doctor, and I'm very against, I like doctors and stuff, but me personally, I don't like going to doctors. I don't like spending the money for sometimes knowing that what they're gonna say is just, oh, here's some pain medicine. So, but I know when there's a limit between not wanting to go to the doctor and needing to go to the doctor. So, I was like, we need to go to the doctor. I mean, this is pretty bad. So we go Thursday morning, or not Thursday morning, when was it? Yeah, no, Friday? I think it was Friday. So Thursday or Friday. So we went one of those days, and it was crazy. So we go to the doctor, and she's doing the whole, checking her blood pressure and stuff like that, trying to get the diagnosis what's going on. And so then they're like, oh, okay, well, we're gonna send you to go get an MRI. And the first thought that went through my mind was, shit, that's a lot of money. Thankfully I have good health insurance. They're gonna cover most of what's going on. So so we went, and we went and got an MRI. So then once we went and got the MRI, it showed that she had stones from her gallbladder. They were trying to go up the duct, but they were getting stuck, so they couldn't go all the way through. And it's kind of, from what I understand, it was kind of like bio and stuff, just from when you eat fatty foods, and it stores it in the gallbladder to do whatever it does, and then the stones come out, and you don't really even notice it because the body just naturally does what it does. But they were getting stuck trying to get out, and they were, that's what was causing her that pain in her upper chest. So they were causing that pain, and then we go back to the hospital. We actually had to go to a hospital that night, and they were like, well, we're gonna do a procedure where we stick a tube down your throat, and we're gonna take it out with whatever tools they use. They're just gonna take out the stones. So they take out the stones, and we stayed at the hospital for a couple nights. I know it was I was happy that it wasn't anything really serious, but I'm happy that she feels better. So we get there, and then they take a bunch of MRIs, scans, or whatever they do, and they took a bunch of pictures and stuff, and they were looking, and they actually said your gallbladder is 60 to 70% full of the stones. And I was like, holy shit. And my wife was like that too, what causes that? So I don't know, I'm probably gonna do a little bit of research tonight to see what might be one of the causes on why there's so many stones in your gallbladder. Because I guess one of the questions I had for it was is it just the kind of diet that it is, or is it just an ethnic thing, or what contributes to it, I guess, is what I wanted to know. But so she's good now. She's she's on a diet now, so she can't eat really greasy foods and stuff like that because of what she did. But now Thursday she's gonna go in, and she's gonna get a surgery done to remove her gallbladder. So I had to miss a couple days of work, and I'm gonna miss probably Thursday and another couple days maybe, just to make sure that she's okay. But I guess that's kind of what's going on in my life right now. I mean, I'm trying to motovlog, try to get a couple videos out, throughout the week, maybe, you know. I don't know how many I'm gonna try and do. I'm still getting new to this, so I'm gonna try more editing and more stuff like that. I still gotta create an intro to a video, but I mean, I'm not too tech savvy. I don't really know how, like, all the processing and all the software that you need and stuff like that. So it's gonna take me a little time to get the ball rolling. But as far as that, you know, everything's going fine. I think everything should be fine as far as the surgery and as far as, you know, life goes. So then, you know, that was the first part, and now the second part is I kind of want to do a quick shout out to one of my friends at work, Estefan 300. That's what I'm just gonna call him, because that's what he goes on, you know. So, and he's gonna get a bike, and it's super cool because, you know, then weekends me and him can go riding or something. You know, I know the season's about to end. I don't know how bad this winter is gonna be, so I don't know if we're gonna get to ride in the winter and stuff like that. I'm gonna try and get the most out of riding, so if it's a little chilly, I'm still gonna be able to ride. I mean, I have full gear on. Another thing I'm gonna do is probably my next video will just be about my setup on my motovlog and my gear. So I'll kind of show like my helmet and the way I set up my GoPro and the mic and everything. But yeah, so I'm doing a shout out to him because he's gonna get a bike, but he has no experience. So it kind of reminded me of me, like, you know, I didn't have much experience when I bought mine. I mean, I didn't even have my motorcycle endorsement when I got my bike. So, you know, this just goes out to a little shout out. He was kind of wondering like gear shifting and stuff like that, and I recommended the Stars course. I mean, that's one of the things I'm always gonna go back on whenever I know somebody's gonna try and learn to ride a motorcycle or a dirt bike or anything, you know, street legal wise at least, you know. Because, you know, I had the fortune of having a dirt bike when I grew up, so I didn't ride a lot, but I rode enough to, you know, kind of get the kind of get the feel for it. So I guess this goes out to him on like a little bit of shifting. I'm not the best, but, you know, I've learned how to do it. So, and what's funny is, like, I knew how to shift on a motorcycle and stuff, but I still looked up YouTube videos on how to do it. Like, I looked up videos on the best way to shift, if you could shift without the clutch and stuff like that. So I know for shifting wise, you can either shift with your clutch or you can shift without the clutch. Without the clutch though, you either need to be really precise on the way you rev it and shift it. But if you don't have if you're not really good at that, you can buy a quick shifter. Now what a quick shifter is it's an attachment that goes on your clutch, and it's I don't know a lot about it, but I know it like kills your engine for like a second or something like that, just to engage the just to engage the clutch. I mean, you're gonna have to look up more about it than, you know, because I don't know very much about it. But so what it does is, as you can see right now, so I'm gonna switch a gear. So I push my clutch in, click up, and then let my clutch out, and then while I'm doing that, my throttle goes off and then back on. So, you know, that's the kind of, you know, way to shift. What the quick shifter does is I don't need the clutch if I get a quick shifter. So, but, you know, a quick shifter is a pretty hefty price on a motorcycle. I know on mine, I've looked it up. It can be anywhere from, I guess, just depending on the brand that you get, it can be anywhere from $150 to $400. I mean, it's not a cheap accessory to get on your bike. It costs a lot, and you got to take it to somebody that knows what they're doing. But it just lets you shift up. And if I'm correct, I mean, you guys can correct me on this if one of you guys knows, but you can shift up or you can shift down. So without the clutch. So right now, see, I'm gonna push in the clutch, go up, and then let it out slowly, and then that's how you shift the gear. So that was me upshifting. So this is me downshifting. So I just pull in the clutch, click down, and then let it out slowly, and then put on the throttle. So that's kind of the basics of shifting. Like I said, the quick shifter just allows you to do that without the clutch. And a lot of people say, you know, oh, you got a quick shifter, that's for pussies or whatever. I think it's pretty useful. I mean, because I can see it both ways. Like, I can see the spectrum of, You know, it's kind of like, are you gonna buy an automatic or are you gonna buy a manual? You know, a lot of guys are like, oh, you buy a manual, that means you're a guy. If you buy an automatic, you know, you're a girl. So kind of like that. But I can see the quick shifter being really useful because you can use it for like long commutes. Like if I was to drive back home, it's a 4-hour drive. I mean, my hand would probably get fatigued from shifting gears and stuff. I'd probably stay in the same gear, but I still, you know, get fatigue in my hand sometimes for, you know, a couple hour riding. Also, if you do long trips on a motorcycle, make sure you take breaks in between. If I was to ride back home, I would take at least 2 breaks, maybe one every half or every an hour and a half, just, you know, so you can get loosened up, you know, shake it off if you're getting tired or whatever, because, you know, the number one thing that can get you is fatigue. If you start feeling fatigue, you know, just find the nearest gas station, just relax, you know, drink a coffee or something. You know, it's better than being tired and not being able to do what you need to do. You know, if there's a car that stops or all of a sudden that you need to swerve and you have fatigue, your reaction time is a lot slower. So, you know, jumping back and forth, but this shout out kind of goes to him, you know, on how to shift. So like you can see right now, you know, what I like to do is I like to rev it a little bit, you know, and it's all about hearing your bike. A lot about shifting is hearing the bike. So you can hear it and it's kind of like going like, oh, like, you know, I want to shift. So then push in the clutch, click up, and then slowly let the clutch out and put on the throttle. So, and then, you know, now the bike is like, ah, you know, like, okay, we got it, it's good. So that's the basic of shifting. Now engine braking, I know a lot of people don't know what it is. So this is kind of like engine braking. If I need to engine brake here, I can go down 2 gears, so click down twice, let the clutch out, and you hear like that high pitched sound that my bike did right now. It was like, vroom. That kind of holds your bike back so that you're allowed to, you know, it helps you brake sometimes. It's really useful. I would learn how to do that. I'm not the best, but, you know, this is just me trying to teach my friend. The cool part is he's gonna get a dual cross, or a dual sport, not dual cross, a dual sport, so he's gonna be able to ride on and off the road. And he's trying to convince me to get one of those. I'm still trying to stick to my FC07. I mean, that's the bike I want to build up to. I mean, that bike is just sexy as hell. I mean, oh my gosh. And I heard it with what was it, Yoshimura? It was a Yoshimura exhaust on it, and oof, sounded like a freaking lion, dude. So right here, you know, we're about to go, so just let out your clutch slowly, put on the throttle, and you're good to go. That's all there is to it, you know. See, so when I'm about to shift, it's going, ah, let's shift. See, and that's shifting aggressively. So that kind of puts back into like why I bought my 300. I can do that with the 300. I mean, if I do that with the 600, I'm gonna start breaking speed limits. So, but with the 300, I mean, I can rev it. So, as you can see here, I'm going 15 at 3. Let's just rev this puppy up, you know. And you can do that with the 300. That's what I love about this bike. Is just it's so you get to the balls to the wall, you know. So, you know, I'm just gonna go on that. I mean, I think my next video will probably be about my motovlog setup. So other than that, I mean, thank you guys for watching. RevCity out.